In our modern world, we have an endless conveyor belt of free entertainment to keep us occupied. But what would happen if we allowed ourselves to become bored? Welcome to Mindfulness for Beginners. Hello my friend, hope you're happy, hope you're peaceful. It's your old pal Sean, and apologies for the lack of an episode last week. My mother, who you might remember from the 100th episode, had a fall, and I, along with my brothers and sisters, were helping her to recover. Thanks for all the kind messages that people put in the Facebook page, and thanks to those who have become Patreon subscribers in the last couple of weeks. Peter, Rob and Jordan, I am hugely grateful and really appreciate it. I was worried before I travelled over to Ireland how the fall might have affected my mother, but by the time I got there my fears were allayed. Her face was badly scratched up where she had hit the ground, but no bones were broken and she was in much better spirits than I expected, although I gave her the world's gentlest hug when I got to the house. My sister says she's like a Terminator, which she is, but I prefer to think of her as the Marvel character Wolverine. Skeleton made of adamantium, a healing factor that makes her essentially invulnerable, and yes, she does have claws. Just kidding, Mum. Helping her out was a lovely way to spend the week, but one thing I noticed was being in the countryside with nothing around but the beautiful Irish scenery and having a huge amount of time in my hands, I found myself itching for something to do. My mind was becoming restless, it was used to being entertained, and there was nothing for it to latch on to. So unable to find distractions, I was able to focus on and enjoy reality. We chatted, we played music together, we did the crossword. When family or visitors came down, I took time for myself and went for a run or meditated. One thing that not being constantly stimulated is good for is being creative. Now, I'd like to tell you that we painted a picture or wrote a screenplay, but we didn't. Instead, we decided to play a prank on the family. I'm sure many of you are familiar with Wordle, the daily word puzzle that challenges you to guess a 5-letter word in 6 turns, each turn telling you what letters you got correct. My mother had got that morning's puzzle in 4 turns on her phone, but decided to bring the same puzzle up on her tablet and enter the solution as the first line, making her appear some kind of Wordle savant. Mum suggested it would be funny to share this in the family WhatsApp, and after giggling at the idea for way too long, we shared the result to the group. The family was torn. My mother was clearly fibbing, as the chances of guessing the daily Wordle in 1 turn were astronomical, but at the same time, no one wanted to accuse our dear old 81-year-old Catholic mother of lying. Some people said well done through narrowed eyes and gritted teeth. Others posted thinking emojis. One of my brothers suggested that shenanigans might be afoot. Only my sister had the chutzpah to directly accuse my mother of being a cheat and a fraud, posting a gif of Cersei Lannister being marched through the streets of King's Landing to cries of shame. After 10 minutes of us rolling on the floor laughing, my mother replied that my sister was obviously jealous and she needed to get on her level. Just to jack up the devilry, the next day Mammy posted another one-shot statistically improbable Wordle solution with the line, "Easy one today." Now, the point of the story isn't to promote pranking people. Please don't try this at home. This prank was carried out by professional Irish people. Instead, what I'm trying to say is that being bored is good for us. It's good for our mental health. It's good for our creativity. It's good for the soul. The feeling of boredom obviously isn't hugely pleasant, but if our reaction to that is to consume, which I will sometimes do when I'm at home, then we start to link our happiness with consumption, which causes us suffering in the long term. If we sit with our boredom and tune into it, we can learn to accept it rather than turning to food or alcohol or entertainment. We start to look around us. We start to wake up to the good things that are in front of us. In the practice of mindfulness, being bored is an absolutely necessary stage that you have to go through in order to achieve union with reality. Many people, when they're starting out in the practice, find the strong sense of boredom that comes with sitting with your eyes closed, focused on your breath, too much to take. Your mind is so used to your phone or the TV, or maybe being with other people, that suddenly being alone and quiet feels very uncomfortable. But just as fasting is good for us, so that we appreciate the food that we consume and avoid overconsumption, abstaining from the consumption of entertainment is good for us too, because it means that we then fully appreciate the sense impressions around us. In the practice of mindfulness, sense impressions are everything that we see and hear, so it could be a tree or a conversation or a movie. Giving ourselves a break from being bombarded with stimulation, which is an unfortunate aspect of the modern world, means that we're more likely to be happy enjoying the simple things like doing a crossword with your mother or pulling a prank in your family. One of the ways that you can do this, sense fasting, is through a day of mindfulness. A day of mindfulness is a day where you clear your schedule as much as possible, put away your electronic devices and focus on your breath, your body, your mind. It's fine to do things. In fact, something like cleaning the house is a great activity for a day of mindfulness. But we do everything at a slower pace, very mindfully and deliberately. You can brush your teeth at half the pace, noticing the sensation of the brush on each tooth. You can make and eat your breakfast with full awareness. None of the tasks that you complete are done with purpose. Each is carried out simply for the enjoyment. So if you clean the kitchen, you're not cleaning the kitchen to have a clean kitchen. You're cleaning the kitchen to enjoy cleaning the kitchen, slow, deliberate, with full awareness. And you might notice your mind saying, I don't want to clean the kitchen. I wish I wasn't doing this. I wonder what's happening on the TV. And you can notice that thought, smile to it, allow it to pass, and then get back to scrubbing the counter. You might think of it as a day of boredom. Without your tablet or your phone, you're left with nothing but pure reality, the experience of focusing your awareness on what's right in front of you. And if we continue to allow ourselves to become bored, wonderful things happen. We walk the path of happiness. So let's get bored together now. I'm going to do something a little bit different this week. I'm not going to lead you in the guided meditation. We're going to spend the next 20 minutes counting our breaths. Breathing in, 1. Breathing out, 1. Breathing in, 2. Breathing out, 2. And we're going to do that in silence. Or if you prefer, you might choose to say to yourself, breathing in, I notice the full length of my in-breath. Breathing out, I notice the full length of my out-breath. And I'll start with 3 sounds of the bell and the usual settling in introduction. I'm going to start, as we always do, by applying our beginner's mind to your posture. So I would invite you to imagine that you have a thread attached to the crown of your head, and it's gently pulling you upwards into an upright position, your spine like a stack of coins, your heart raised upwards and outwards, your hands comfortably in your lap. And just allowing a gentle smile to emerge in your face as we take a moment to enjoy the stability of our posture. And then expanding that spotlight of awareness to your entire body. Noticing where you feel warm or cold. Noticing where you feel tense or relaxed. Becoming aware of the sensation of the clothes against your skin. And the points of contact between your body and the chair and the floor. Now we're going to apply our beginner's mind to our thoughts and feelings. And as we go through the guided meditation, just noticing each thought as it arises. And that might be an anxious thought about tomorrow. Could be a happy thought about today. Or a sad thought about yesterday. Just sitting with each thought for a moment, allowing it to leave, and gently, without judgment, bringing your attention back to your breath. And finally, focusing your beginner's mind on the breath. Noticing that column of air between your nose and your diaphragm. Noticing how the air feels cooler on the way in. Warmer on the way out. Dear Sangha, as we reach the end of the meditation, just taking a moment or two to notice any changes in your body, any areas of relaxation, any areas of tension or discomfort, and take an opportunity to stretch those if you need to. Noticing any changes in your mind. Perhaps you became bored. If you sense a feeling of calm and peace, then I would invite you to carry that through the rest of your day. And finally, opening your eyes and returning your awareness to the room that you're in. And your mindfulness homework for this week. So I want you to try and find a day and organise a day of mindfulness for yourself, or even better with other people. So schedule the day to start with your usual morning routine, done at half the pace. Then set up a guided meditation, a walking meditation, a silent sit. You might read some of Thai's teachings and focus your full attention on eating your lunch slowly, and then apply your mindful awareness to cleaning or other tasks in the afternoon. So why not join the Facebook group, have a go at it, and let me know how you get on. And I'm going to leave you today with a different song to the usual Fleetwood Mac theme. It's a favourite song of my mother's, and it's a non-sectarian song from Northern Ireland called Danny Boy. I hope you enjoy it. And may be happy, may be peaceful, and may you see yourself through the eyes of understanding and compassion. Slán bhfuil ya, and I'll see you next time. Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. It's you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's touched and white with snow. I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But if you come and all the flowers are dying, and I am dead, and dead I may well be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me, and I will know the soft you tread above me, and all my grave will richer, sweeter be, and you'll bend down and tell me that you love me, and I will rest in peace until